What's up guys, PT Dan here. Today we're going to help you beat SCANXIETY. Today we're talking about SCANXIETY, which is those nervous, uncomfortable, or anxious feelings you get before going in for tests to determine whether you're still cancer-free. Have you ever had SCANXIETY? If you have, how did you beat it? Tell us about it in the comments below. Think of SCANXIETY this way. Your mind is like a bunch of busy streets with cars going back and forth in both directions. SCANXIETY likes to take those roads of your mind and bend them into one big circle. And you're caught in the middle at the mercy of the swirling thoughts in your brain. Not to worry, I'm gonna give you some tools and tips today from people who've been right where you are. Everything I'm gonna share today came from the mouth of someone who beat cancer, then beat SCANXIETY in their own way. So you and SCANXIETY can start picking out breakup songs. To all my former patients and friends of Kids Cancer PT on the internet, thanks for sharing your tips with me. Let's get this started. Starting us off with tip 1, meet it head on. Realize it's there and that it makes sense to think about it for a while. Scans are like a sporting event or any other competition in your life. There's a lot of anxiety leading up to something like that, and the anxiety is generally gone whenever you get beyond it. And this is something that sort of goes on for a while until you're really used to what you're doing. Give yourself a little bit of leeway. It's okay to think about your scans. So yes, it's normal, it's natural to think about your scans. Just don't get stuck there. Instead, tip 2, talk to someone. Okay, there's a couple of things here. First, maybe don't tell everyone. Sometimes SCANXIETY can be helpful if you post about it on social media. Sometimes you just have to be very careful about how you select your audience. Bottom line, your thoughts and feelings are valuable, so sharing them with everybody may not be the best answer for you. The biggest thing, don't share your thoughts and feelings with people who haven't earned your trust. Instead, find the person who will hear your thoughts and concerns without jumping in.
You can just stop right there, because this is how I'm gonna fix you.
You may not always have the perfect listener on hand, so find that person that will hear you out and do the right thing with that information. You'll know whenever you find that person, because when you talk to them, you'll feel better. Also, that brings up a good point. Try to be that person for somebody too. Moving on. Tip 3, exercise. I promise I didn't put anybody up to this, but there's a lot of people telling me that exercise actually was the thing that helped them get rid of those anxious feelings. And we're not just blowing smoke here. Health science has proven for years that exercise helps reduce anxiety. The good news is that for a lot of folks with SCANXIETY, exercise has been just the thing to give them the relaxation and the distraction that they need to move on with their life. And that brings us to tip 4, intentionally distract yourself. Both before your scans and after, you need to find a way to intentionally distract yourself to get your brain off of those SCANXIETY feelings and onto either a project or a form of entertainment, maybe a board game, maybe a Kids Cancer PT playlist. Because bottom line, we need to keep your brain busy. Depending on how much SCANXIETY you have, you may have to work pretty hard to stay distracted. It might be a good time for you to take on a new sport or find a new hobby. But the real point is to stay distracted until after you get the results of your scans. So stay distracted. After all, letting your brain stew over this stuff isn't really going to change the results, and it will make you miserable. Scan times aren't easy. You know, you're having these anxious feelings because you've been built with some great survival instincts. But eventually, scans are probably going to become less frequent in your life. Until then, you can use the tips that we've showed you here today and this channel in general to help you kick the legs out from underneath your SCANXIETY. You could do this. Don't let SCANXIETY steal your hope, your joy, or your brain power. That's all for the Kids Cancer PT today. Tune in next time. We'll see you soon.